is a News 12 special report.
New York City under attack from unidentified forces. We join Claire Strauss live on the scene.
Jim, it's crazy out here. I have never seen anything like this.
Hey guys, how's it going? I know it's been a while. I haven't put out a nostalgia rant since the I Miss Hood video games. And if you haven't seen that, I'll be sure to leave a link in the description below so you can go ahead and check that out for me. But this next game I want to talk about, I felt got overlooked. It's, in my opinion, one of the most underrated 3D fighting games and the most underappreciated Marvel game that's ever existed. And the game I'm talking about is Marvel Nemesis, Rise of the Imperfects. Alright, so jumping straight into it, Marvel Nemesis, Rise of the Imperfects was, for the most part, pretty perfect. No pun intended. It's just unfortunate that the execution was flawed, and I'll get into why later on in the video. Man, me and my brothers squeezed every ounce of possible enjoyment you can get out of Marvel Nemesis. We played this game religiously for a long time and unlocked every character like 30 times over, no exaggeration. Like, especially when like those like days when you don't have like a memory card for the PS2, so you gotta start over every time you turn the game on. But we got it down to a science and was cooking through that shit in a couple of days just so that we can fight with other characters. And my addiction to playing with Paragon, because you know she's the most OP character, I had to go do the story, come back so I could play multiplayer with who I wanted to play with skin variations and all of that. So yeah. With characters like Wolverine, you felt like you really had that health regen factor, and the adamantium had weight. Like his claws felt like they could cut through anything like butter. You felt that power. Another reason why this game was so cold, man, is because this is one of the few games where I took no L's. And see, I'm not that kind of person that's just good at fighting games, so when I am good at a game, I gotta talk my shit. So as far as Marvel Nemesis goes, Injustice, any Naruto Storm game, Def Jam Fight for New York, just for a few to name off the top of my head, I take no L's. So yeah, I can add this to the list of reasons why it's cold, because I'll whoop anybody's ass in it, pretty much. The fight mechanics that Marvel Nemesis introduced made the characters feel how you would imagine they feel in a fighting game, with multiple exploitable weaknesses and overpowered superpowers. But the cool part about it was the game had such a great balancing mechanism, it never felt like an unfair fight. Man, for how big Marvel's gotten since I was a kid, like, makes me really wish that they would do something to revive Marvel Nemesis. Just take a look at the source material and bring some shit to next gen. I don't even care if you give it that bullshit Def Jam icon treatment to revive something. Just bring that shit back, please. And to be completely honest, if I'm talking about the most impressive Spider-Man titles, I mean, I know this isn't like just a Spider-Man title, but this is up there with how good like Spider-Man mechanics can feel. So like, if I had to like put that in a, like a quick list, be Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, Marvel Nemesis, and then Spider-Man Web of Shadows. Yeah.
One thing I've always appreciated when it came to this game was how the story gave you this free roam element, but when it transitioned to the fighting arenas, it never felt like you got confined. You still felt like you had that freedom of mobility around the map. You see, this was the game that hit all the checkboxes for what belongs in a good game, but it didn't work.
So why didn't this game work? Well,
To put it plainly, EA, being the big company it is, hoed Marvel Nemesis. I don't know what's going on over there, but anytime EA has their hands on an incredible IP that has amazing potential, they kill that and go straight for the dollar signs. They rush production, they kick it off the development floor, and send it to the masses to get slaughtered because they just see dollar signs. And it's tragic because EA stole the thunder from under them, left them out stranded. But despite all that bureaucracy with how big game companies swallow up and destroy IPs that have the potential, I really appreciated this game. I was able to see it for what it was worth, for what the creators intended, and I appreciate the hell out of it. And if you sat through this somewhat incoherent rant about games that I like, I may attempt to continue doing this type of series and get better over time. I want to talk about the games that I like, but I gotta get more comfortable in front of that good old camera. But I mean, if you enjoyed this or was able to tolerate it at all, I appreciate this, especially if you made it this far into the video. Thank you for watching. It really means a lot to have engagement with the channel and engagement with Split Screen as a whole. If you haven't already, make sure you check out every link that's in the description below. I'll be linking old videos and plugging my team, the people that are helping me do this and build this amazing company. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Your support really means the world to me.